Blah, 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 blah. Oh, no. I still have Reaper open. I don't need that open. Close that. Okay, cool. This is Jungle Gym. My name is Subcreature. This is a little app that I vibe coded, and it is made specifically for Donkey Kong nerds. I'm not talking about Donkey Kong Country or the little bongo drum game. I'm talking about the original OG 1980s Donkey Kong. Technically, the very first Mario game ever created, which is kind of cool. A lot of people, I feel like a lot of people don't even know about this game. I think it got very popular, or kind of had a resurgence in popularity after the King of Kong documentary came out in, what was that, 2008 ish. Around that time, I found somebody outside of my hometown who was selling an arcade cabinet of Donkey Kong, an original Nintendo cab with all the guts inside for about $150. Total steal. I may as well have robbed the guy. But, you all right, buddy? My cat's doing circles on me. But yeah, what this is basically is as the subtitle says, an arcade performance and training dashboard. So this game will allow you to launch Donkey Kong via MAME directly from the app itself, which is kind of fun. And it will, in real time, track your live session. That is your score, the board that you're on, how many lives you have remaining, how many lives you've lost in a session, how many boards you've cleared, all this fun, cool stuff. We've also got some other metrics right here, like your most recent score, your career high, how many sessions the game is tracked, what your average score is across all of your recorded sessions. And then we've got just kind of fun little data tidbits down here, which I plan to really build out as well. Best first death, most boards cleared, longest run, best boards gained. Depending on how successfully I can get into the memory and find different things, because that was absolutely the hardest part of this project. I would love to be able to add a lot of fun features to this, like maybe you want to track how many times you've died to a wild barrel, or maybe you want to track how many wild barrels you've smashed with a hammer as they're kind of falling down, or maybe enemy type, barrels, fireballs, firefoxes, what have you. Yeah, so I think that's kind of cool. You've got like a historic graphs here as well that's going to show all your most recent sessions and how your progress looks. If you are so inclined, you can also exclude sessions. So maybe you are testing something, or maybe you just don't want something to interfere with your or mess up your average. There's an honor system going on here, obviously, but if you go into this menu, and I did that a little fast, but if you go into this menu, view latest session, you can look at your historical data. All of the information that it's pulling from is stored locally on your computer. This does not talk to the internet at all. It is an offline app. And you can go in here and look at your individual sessions, and it gives you all this information. I think this is kind of fun. It actually gives you your splits as well, which is wild. So it shows you on each level how much time you spent on the level, how many points you accumulated on that specific level. I think that's really cool. And then down here, you've got progression data as well, and you can turn these things off and on. So like these are the boards, so you can see like in time when you reached a board. I spent a lot of time on 3-3. It looks like, what even was 3-3? The elevator stage? Yeah, that probably tracks. I don't know. It's also possible I could have had it paused right here too. That's probably what that is, and I'll need to probably factor that in a future build. Where you died, you can see that as well. Bonus life, that's not really a metric I think anyone's going to want to track. Anybody serious enough to use something like this knows that you get a single bonus in the entire game at 7K, and most people playing that who would track it are going to get that bonus, so I'll probably zap that or leave it off by default or something when a game starts as well. And this will show multiple goes if you play multiple sessions in a single, or multiple games in a single session. So that's kind of fun, and I'm going to see if I can demo the real-time tracking of the points. I've already done a few, as you can see, a few test games. Let me just see if I can... I like to do this, so you can customize the dashboard, turn these things on and off, and after I start the game, I do like to turn off the Play Donkey Kong, because it kind of just takes up space. I think I already said this, but I vibe coded the hell out of this. I am not a coder. I had known nothing about programming. I've tried maybe 10 times in my life to try and learn. I do not have the cognitive capacity for it, and I certainly don't have the resources to do it myself. I've got my own hang-ups with AI and how it's used in a lot of ways. I did this, which is for just like a personal project, really, just for personal use. I'm not losing a whole lot of sleep over leveraging AI in this instance to make it, and I also have no intention of charging for it or anything like that. Probably going to just give this away for free on GitHub or something once it's ready for prime time. And I hope you enjoy it when that happens. If you are someone like me who occasionally obsesses over this game, yeah, I think it's really fun. It's a cool little supplemental thingy. Didn't mean to do that. That's what I get for thinking and playing at the same time. I did this mainly to kill time while I was at basically in a hospital waiting room and later in a hospital recovery room visitor recliner, overseeing a family member's recovery. Really effing this up because my muscle memory is still hardwired to arcade, where you use your left hand on the joystick and your right hand on the jump buttons, whereas it's flipped in MAME. If you know, you know. But for people out there who are trying to be, you know, that next King of Kong, and you don't have access to an arcade machine, Twin Galaxies, I think, does technically have a MAME category for Donkey Kong record attempts. I think the current record holder technically beat the record on MAME before they beat the record on an arcade hardware, too, which is kind of cool. But I just thought this would be helpful for those of you who still have that flame of ambition inside of you to track your progress, see how you're doing. Later on, I intend to have like even deeper analytics. But you can see it's tracking my score in real time. It's tracking the boards. It's tracking it's tracking my lives remaining, lives lost. Some of these things are probably redundant. I have decisions to make about that, but I'm pretty satisfied with where this very, 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 very early preliminary build sits. And I have a massive to-do list as well of things I'd like to add, omit, improve, not least of which is the user interface. I am using the same palette as Donkey Kong, but as you can see, it sort of harkens and gives you that sort of Donkey Kong vibe. Mainly just because of the color palette. But, yeah. I think it's pretty cool. Currently looking for guinea pigs if you'd like to playtest this. I can't remember if I said it in this video or in a prior take, but I do have a Mac OS build of this. I do have a Windows build of this. I haven't tested it in every build of MAME. I don't know if everybody keeps their MAME up to date. I don't, for better or worse. I do not. But yeah, and then when you exit the game, it gives you kind of a summary. It'll show your latest metrics, how it changes your score average. If you absolutely beefed it and want to do over, you can always do this. But yeah, surely someone out there will enjoy it, in addition to me. And if not, I mean, I'm pretty satisfied with where it went. Yeah, any questions, feel free to add comments, or you can reach me on my socials from my link tree, which I guess I'll post in the description of this video. All right, have a good one.